It is still in the game on New Central TV, and we have just 2 days to the kickstart of the World Cup in Qatar. And the fans are still talking, and some are still disappointed with the fact that some of their players will not get to feature in that tournament. Senegalese football fans are not happy at the moment because their star man, the best player in Africa, talking about Sadio Mane, who once played for Liverpool and currently playing for Bayern Munich, will not feature at the World Cup. I remember he was a runner-up when it comes to the Ballon d'Or. The second best player in the world will not be there in Qatar to play for Senegal. Quite a disappointing one for the Senegalese national team. But of course, it could also serve as a boost for the team because all eyes would have actually been on Sadio Mane at that tournament. And this time around, no one actually knows who to hold right there for Senegalese national team as they head to Qatar to play their games. But quite a sad one, losing Sadio Mane in that one. We have a guest joining us all the way from Dakar, Senegal, and of course, he'll be giving us more updates on what the fans are saying and what, of course, he thinks about Sadio Mane missing from this tournament. Good to have you with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, Michael, Sadio Mane will not be featuring in the tournament in Qatar. How does that make you feel as a sports fan and also a journalist?
It's really heartbreaking for not just Senegal, but for the African continent, really, because all hopes were, you have to say, Senegal, one of the strongest country. I mean, not just the current African champion, but one of the strongest country representing the African continent. So the key player, every nation going to the World Cup has a key player. If you talk about Argentina, you think about Messi. If you think about Portugal, you think about Ronaldo. So Sadio Mane is the same, if not even more, for Senegal and the continent at large. So the news breaking out that he would not be representing Senegal is a big blow for us here in Senegal, and we just hope that the team will not begin to feel sorry for themselves, but they will use that opportunity and actually play for him, play to win, to be their best. Because as you mentioned, sometimes when one of the key players is absent for a game or a tournament, as it were, it kind of unleashes the rest of the squad, and they will really step up to the game. So yes, right here in Dakar, Senegal, everyone is, even yesterday on the street, people were talking about it, and there's so much. I don't want to say negativity, but it feels like a burst of bubbles, if you like. So that's the situation here. But we just hope that it will be a blessing in disguise in the end.
Yeah, of course, we Africans, we are hoping that it is a blessing in disguise for the Senegalese national team heading to Qatar. And looking at the other players, no doubt Senegal possesses some of the best players in Africa and they play in the best leagues across the world. So I really believe they can actually go far in this tournament without Sadio Mane, who would, of course, be showing his support from wherever he is recovering from that injury. Talking about the World Cup, don't you think it is a wrong timing to have this World Cup? Because a lot of players are complaining. Some of them have injuries, and there's been a lot of controversies surrounding this World Cup.
Yeah, I think it's the first of its kind. It's highly unprecedented. So no one knows what will come of it. We're all waiting, all football fans around the world, and of course, particularly where I am currently in Dakar. We're all waiting to see what comes of it, really, because we've seen injuries. People, unlike in the past, where at the end of the summer break in May, where players have at least 2, 3, 4 weeks to be ready for the competition. So if there's an injury, so you say there's an hamstring or something that will usually be for 2 weeks or 3, they can still have the hope to be partake of the World Cup. But now a week in leagues across Europe, teams were playing games a week before the World Cup. So you could see. I mean, that people don't. I would say personally that there were some top games that were played and they were losses. Manchester City losing to Brentford. I hope maybe the key players were looking like, well, I don't want to miss the World Cup. So any little injury might rule me out, just like what happened to Sadio Mane there against Werder Bremen, which the game they played last and they won 6-1. But you could tell that it affected him, and
Yeah.
of course, not the only one. There are other high-profile misses. But the World Cup being played in Qatar in the winter, I think it's the first of its kind. No one knows how the voting systems went, but it's a first. It's sometimes we welcome changes, but there's a lot of there's been a lot of backlash towards the competition holding in Qatar. FIFA, the former FIFA president, has come out publicly and apologized for for awarding Qatar the hosting rights of the World Cup. So I mean. It's done. I mean, the World Cup has started. It will be starting in a number of days. So we can't begin to feel sorry. We just have to look ahead, and we will learn. Hopefully, the football world learns from it going forward.
True. Now, for African teams, we have Morocco, there's Senegal, there's Ghana, Cameroon, and of course Tunisia. These 5 teams are being coached by 5 home-based coaches, African coaches as well. How far do you think Africa will go in these tournaments, most especially Senegal, possessing some of the best stars across the world?
Over time, I think we've always produced some of the best players from this continent. The talent is not in doubt. It is probably, the issues have always ranged from proper preparation, management, administration, and all of that. So home-based coaches taking the 5 teams, it still further buttresses that point that we have talents in this continent. If we just put our acts together, act right, we will go far. We will go far. I mean, I know that it was predicted by one of the top footballers in the world that by 2010 an African country will win the World Cup. It hasn't happened, but I see us getting closer and closer in recent World Cups. And I hope that this time around, even though maybe an African team may not win it, but I would love to be surprised. But I hope, because right now we have a Senegal team who have been formidable in the past couple of years. Fine, they just won the Nations Cup for the first time, but we know that they're a very tough team to beat. We know that the Ghanaian team, we saw their friendly game yesterday against Switzerland, which they won 2-0. Yes, you want to say that it's just a friendly game, and you may not want to write too much about that, but it doesn't change the fact that we have the talent. Let's just put our acts together and we will go far. Maybe not Qatar, but if it happens, it will not be a surprise to me.
All right. And for Cameroon legend, of course, Samuel Eto'o, he says the finals will be between Cameroon and Morocco, and Cameroon will win that one on penalties against Morocco. And I'm wondering, okay, probably he has seen a vision, looking forward to that one. But of course, we look forward to an amazing tournament, and we wish Senegal all the best in Qatar.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I wish all the African teams the very best. I'll be rooting for all of us. Yes, Senegal first, but I'll be rooting for all the African nations, because it's high time that we made our mark on the world stage.
All right. Thank you very much, Michael and Kes, for your time and talking about Sadio Mane's injury. And of course, what the Senegalese fans are saying over there. Quite disappointed, but there just might be a silver lining at the end of the day. So we look forward to the World Cup kicking off in 2 days' time, and we'll enjoy the very best of football.